Hi Hetali, how are you today?
Hi, I'm doing good. Thank you.
Hetali, why don't we get started with you telling us, giving a quick intro about yourself to our audience.
Okay, so I am an educator by profession. I have been teaching in an IB school since the past 5 years. And I just wanted a little more growth with my career, maybe a possibility of a little diversion with it, in a semi-related field. So, I decided to pick up an education, go to the States and get my master's. Hopefully, with the ambition to maybe do something bigger and better in the field.
Superb. So you applied to the States for upskilling yourself after having been a teacher for how many years?
Yes. So 5 years. I've completed 5 years and I'm going to do something different now.
Okay, good. So Hetali, when you started your process with us, right, what were the chief constraints in your mind in terms of program selection and in terms of how to approach the whole process? Because you were now giving up your 5-year career as an educator to move back to school and learn yourself. So walk us through your mindset at that point in time.
Okay, so like I said, because I wanted to do something different, I knew I did not want to teach as such, but I wanted to do something into education. So whichever college I was looking at, I opened their page of Department of Education and browsed through the programs that they offered. I shortlisted a few which were holding my interest. And I realized that across colleges, the programs that were most interesting to me were to do with technology. So, that is how I narrowed down to it and, focused on whatever was going to get me into anything to do with edutech in general.
Super. And then can you tell our audience which programs you applied, got admitted to, and if there were any scholarships?
Okay, so out of the very few, I think around 7 to 8 programs that I applied to, I got into learning design and technology at Purdue. Learning design and technology, I mean the same program labeled at Penn State. I got into learning sciences at Northwestern, games for learning at NYU, and learning sciences and technology at University of Pennsylvania, UPenn, that is.
And that's where you're going. You're going to UPenn this year, correct?
Yeah, UPenn. And so again, apart from being my top preference, UPenn also offered a scholarship to me worth $10,000. So it was a cherry on the top. I mean, just pushed me more in that direction. So yeah.
Yep, awesome. Congratulations again for
Thank you.
feat. Now the big transition has started already, I'm guessing, with the visa processes. So now if you are sitting at the other end of the spectrum from where you started your process, getting your admits, now you're in the safe zone, 5 admits, you have to pick one. I'm guessing that was a difficult choice. You've already selected that as well now. Tell me what's next? I mean, how would you advise future applicants or future teachers from various schools looking to go to upskill themselves in the US or anywhere in the world? What should be their thought process at that point in time?
Okay, so unlike what I did, know what you want to do. I mean, instead of sitting and endlessly browsing at multiple different programs, under the same university. So list down, probably which colleges that you want to look at, I mean, it helps better if, you're maybe looking at locality or ranking or, whatever the preference might be. And then, compare the programs, look at so each program obviously gives their course list or, professors, who are going to teach. Already had my colleges put down, in a preference, ranked them based on the STEM extensions they gave me, based on the cost that I would have to incur, based on the ranking. So because I knew what my priority was, it was much better for me when I started getting the admits, because at that point of time I did not have to think about it and go back and forth again and again.
Correct. So you didn't have to lose any deposits in any place because your priorities are already.
No, actually I did, because I mean, the time difference kind of, got me down to it, because I did not get responses from the universities which were at a higher preference for me.
Okay.
And the deadline with the others was approaching. So, just to reserve my seat,
Where else did you end up paying the deposit?
So I paid deposits only at Northwestern, but Purdue and Penn State needed me to at least just, select that option that I'm coming. So yeah, that I had to. So yeah.
Super, yeah. And just any advice or feedback about our mentoring, our help, and our assistance for people to know what they should look for.
Yeah, so I just made my applications point blank, because whether or not I would be going was also a question mark. But Priyash helped me a lot with the decision making, because I'm sure I would have landed up in a completely different place if not for him. And I was down to these last 2-3 options, and I was worried about whether where to go. And talking with him helped me a lot, because he opened my eyes to a lot of different programs that were available at the different colleges, made me understand what aspects I should keep in mind while selecting a college, which was on campus jobs and research projects that I might be able to get involved with, the clubs and post graduation job prospects. Yes. Availability of the same. So those were things that I had not thought about very much in depth.
While making your own priority list at that point, was your priorities one other factor, while the priorities we give you.
Yes, definitely, because I kind of I already had one foot in New York at NYU, but I had to take a 180-degree turn and move in the other direction after speaking to him. So that was a huge eye opener for me. It definitely made me change my decision for the better, I would say. So the counseling was excellent, and the awareness, about the small little details that go into making your decision. I am extremely grateful for it.
Thank you so much, Hetali, for that, and best of luck and congratulations once again. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.